Ethics. What a big word. Who of you is working
as witness in the Tunisian revolution, it is not the government's responsibility to create a code of ethics for journalists.
We can make it is simply due to respect to the panelists.
In fact, participants and speakers at UNESCO's 2012 World Press Freedom Days conference believe that creating an ethical culture in journalism is a balancing act that must happen among different players in society.
You just stay there 60 minutes, 70 minutes listening.
First, the basis of an ethical culture in media begins within the journalists themselves. However, self-regulation alone is not enough to guarantee a responsible press. The public must also play a key role in building a new ethical culture by deciding to come together to challenge a suppressive government. This is exactly what happened in Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, and other Arab states across the region within the past year. What role do you think the internet plays in, let's say, the whole culture of journalism ethics? Like, how are journalism ethics and the whole practice of internet journalism related?
Well, the internet is an incredibly powerful medium for sharing a message, and to the extent a message is unethical in some way, to the extent it defames someone or violates someone's privacy or infringes some other right, the internet is going to amplify that across the world. And so it makes it all the more important that journalists have a strong ethical background. But more to the point, in terms of protecting online free expression, we think that providers of communication service online need to have a strong ethical grounding and need to have strong ethical best practices where they support users' right to free speech by ensuring that they don't take down any speech at the request of a government unless that request is strongly grounded in law and is very narrow, and unless they are going to be very transparent when they do take down that speech so that everyone knows when the free expressional right has been impacted at the government's request.
What do you think funding plays in when it comes to talking about ethics and transitional situation? Does funding for the media play an important role, or is it more something that has to come from the journalism community itself?
It's a bit of both. The journalist has a responsibility, but also funding in the sense that some of the unethical practices we see in my country and in other African countries are to do with journalists are not very well paid because media owners don't invest properly in the skills and the people that they employ. So these people have got to look for other means to supplement their income, either by sometimes accepting money well beyond sort of call of their duty. So funding is a problem. You've got to fund media properly and be able to pay journalists properly, not treat them as cheap labor, so that then they can be a lot more ethical.
Media ethics in transitional situations includes concerns about funding and media ownership and more information to the public about who owns what in the media. Arika Staples, Future Journalist Program, Tunis.